Hello, Rishi. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, Rishi, you applied for Angular position, right?
Yeah.
Before starting, tell me about yourself.
Hello, my name is Rushikesh Prakash Rao Chaudhary, and I am from Parbani. And I completed my graduation BE from RMDC Nagar Institute. After that, I done CDAC course, and from last 1 year from I work on Angular on OSSS consultancy, and nah, yeah, this is my introduction of
Say you pass out B. In which field?
it. I am from ENTC, Electronics and Telecommunication.
Can you explain about your previous company and which project you work on? How will you how they manage all things in that company?
Uh, from that previous company, I have it's actual it's a banking project. In that we can store the details of the users and for the as well as their loan uh, and some kind of issues and errors are coming we have to solve that. Uh, yeah, this is the project of my previous company. Mm,
Okay. Tell me about your weaknesses and strengths. Strength.
mm, for my strength, I'm hard worker and uh, uh, mm, uh, and learn and I like to learn new things on of coding and uh, and for the weaknesses. mm, uh, uh, Sometimes I am overthinking and uh, and yeah, overthinking, and this is my weakness.
You say from last 1 year you were working on Angular.
Yeah.
Okay. But why are you changing your current job?
So I have to see some new opportunities and explore me to learn new things, and so I have to change for this company.
Okay. How much you rate yourself in JavaScript and Angular out of 5?
For both of them gives 3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
In JavaScript and Angular?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What is mean by Angular? What is difference between Angular JS and Angular?
Angular JS is a based on JavaScript, and new language is based on TypeScript. Before 2016, Angular JS is there. After 2016, Angular is coming, and mm, uh, multimedia it's not used in Angular JS, which is and multimedia is used in Angular, and uh, coding of AngularJS is difficult rather than Angular. And uh, ES6 and ES6 is widely used in Angular. Yeah, these are the difference between AngularJS and Angular.
Okay. What is Angular? Don't say single page application. I want something different.
Okay. Mm. Angular is a framework. Yeah, and it is a two-way data binding, and and single page single as also single page application, and two-way data binding.
What is mean by single page application?
Mm, we cannot I mean refresh or not all the application in a single frame.
What are the advantages of Angular?
Advantages, huh? uh, it's a two-way data binding, and uh, 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 and sorry, I have to remind sorry.
Okay. What is NPM? Node package manager. What is the use of it?
Node package npm is a library like all the node modules in that node package module. It is a library to all. It is a library to store all the data. No, it is a node package module.
What are the components in Angular?
Uh, Components are the UI building block in Angular. Uh, in Angular app, components are the tree of Angular app, and uh, components we can create components by command like ng generate c that component's name. In that selector at the rate component, and in that selector template URL, and template, selector template URL, and style for that. These are the this is the component.
You use the selectors and template.
Hmm.
What is mean by selector and template?
Selector, it's for the root, means yeah, root, and template URL for the HTML page for it, that is a HTML page. And yes.
Okay. What is the use of main.ts file?
Yeah, main.ts file is uh, initialization of Angular application, and in main.ts file there is a bootstrapping is there, uh, and also bootstrapping and uh,
That's it.
main.ts is necessary for Angular application for initialization. Yes.
Okay. What is difference between string interpolation and property binding in Angular?
Okay. Um, Both are doing the same work from TS to HTML. The and By string interpolation we can denote it by curly bracket, and uh, this is the string interpolation. And property, we can integrate property in that inner.html, inner text, and it is within the tag, that means uh, open and close tag. We can use the data of ts to html. Yeah, for that we can use property and binding, and uh, yes.
Okay. What is two-way binding in Angular? Can you explain with one example? Share your screen and show me.
Two-way data binding is by ng module, and I had to property binding. Can I
What happened?
I cannot. I know this, but I start. I mean, it's a screen share. You see my
Your
screen.
screen is
Uh, by the ng module, we can do it two-way data binding from ts to html, and obviously html to ts. And I know, but to title. I have to revise it. Sorry, I know, but I have to don't remind this time. I have to see.
okay.
I know this, but I have to don't remember now why. So I have to see that.
What are the directives? What are the type of directives in Angular?
Uh, Directives are the to change the behavior of Angular application. That is, first is component. The second one is attribute, and third one is attribute selector. Component directives. So component attribute directives, and third one is structural directives. Yeah. Uh, uh, for that attribute directive, we can change the behavior of a component or module in the Angular application, and the structural directives are the we can change the DOM layout in the uh, Angular application, and in the examples of attribute directives are uh, ng class, ng switch, and ng style, and for the structural directives, ng if, ng for. Yeah. And yes, these are the examples of structural and attribute directives.
Are you sure? NG switch is a attribute that do.
uh, ng switch is at no, sorry, ng switch is a uh, not attribute, is selector at, sorry, the number is
Or it's structural directive.
structural directive. Yeah, it is a structural directive.
Can you show me one example of NG NG for, NG switch, NG style, NG class?
Yeah.
Show me one example of all these. What one example on all three, all five.
Skill, skill of So,
What happened?
some I what
You use curly brace, not square bracket.
oh hmm. This is the for ng4. Hello.
Okay, yes. And what about other
Hmm.
NG,
If
which NG class, NG style?
ng style for the coloring. uh, so,
Then show me.
ng for add or remove the elements of HTML elements from the application. ng style. ng style.
Are you sure this is the right
No,
syntax of style?
no, that used for coloring. To,
Okay, you try it after the interview.
yes,
Now,
yes. I have to revise once again.
what is decorator? What are the types of decorators? Can you explain one by one in detail?
Hmm. Uh, Decorators are by denoted by at the rate and uh, hey, at the rate ng model uh, uh, at the rate component at the rate ng on it. Uh, for the ng model, at the rate ng model, we have to uh, we have to we use declarations in that ng model of any component or module, and then uh, and for the ng at the rate ng on ng on init for the initialization. mm, at the rate input output decorators uh, uh, for the for data sent from parent to child, we use input decorator, and from the data sent from child to parent, we use output decorator. uh, which these are the decorators.
Can you click on
Hmm.
app.model.ts file?
Yeah.
You see here ng module for all declaration. Okay. What is the use of here imports and providers? Can you explain all this?
Imports providers.
What is this?
uh, Here we can import the components or modules by importing, and this is the path from that, this is the path, and that imports in that curly bracket, these are components are modules in that imports, and providers are the roots, which is a root is used in whole the Angular application. And Bootstrap, it is for the initialization of the Angular application. um, but before Angular 10 we use providers in curly bracket, but after Angular 10 we use root, means here selector app root. This is the we use in the we here we can declare the declarations by of module and components, imports here, and export by export class, another component that imports and exports forwarder.
What are the pipes? What are the types of pipe? Can you explain it?
uh, a pipe is take data as input and convert it convert as a output, and definition is uh, pipe and types of pipe, parameters pipe, filter pipe, and custom pipe. Parameters pipe is used by parameters and colon in that date, time we use for the parameters pipe. um, Filter data pipe is denoted by a single row, means and pipe is used for data and
Okay, can you show me one example on parameterized pipe?
uh, uh, data. Sport.
Okay. What is difference between pure pipe and impure pipe?
Mm, sorry, pure pipe and impure pipe. And,
Okay, no problem.
hello. Sorry, I don't remember that pure and impure pipe. I have to see that.
Okay.
That parameterized pipe I know, but actually what happens?
Okay, no problem. You try it after the interview, brush up on it. Okay. Now, can you explain services with example?
Uh, it's
First,
a
tell me what is service, and then show me with one example.
services
First,
are
explain
the
it.
services are the functions that are accessible and reusable for overall the Angular applications, and by the services we can communicate within the components, and uh, there is a dependency injection in that service that is for uh, components, and the modules are the dependence on services for the data. To inject that data in that components or modules, we have to use provided in uh, we have to inject that use provided in bracket curly bracket true for inject. This is the dependency injection. This is the service.
Can you explain how to it implement, how to
Yes,
create file there? Just tell me.
I know
First of
this.
all, how to create it and how to implement in other roles.
Service ng by ng generate service and that service name. We can create that service.
Okay, then
Uh, then the code is skills. I have to generate one service.
okay, brush upon it again after
Yes,
that.
I know actually what happens.
What is dependency injection?
For dependency injection, for components and modules are depends on the service for the data, and for the uh, uh, but we have to inject that service in the components we use provided in in back in curly bracket the uh, in in uh, in that root is there. Root is available means in whole the Angular application, and by so components and modules are depends on the service uh, for the data. So
Okay, at line number three, there is one at the rate
and they
injectable.
inject for the
What
inject.
is the role of at the rate injectable decorator in services?
What is the role of at the rate injectable? Um, to inject well for we have to inject that service uh, by at that injectable views. Uh, the service we have to inject in any component or model we use at the rate injectable in that provided in and root.
Okay. What are the life cycle hooks in Angular?
Life cycle rules are the ng on init, ng change, ng on destroy, and, and there are 8 life cycle hooks. Ng destroy.
That's it.
Mm, sorry, I can't remember.
Can you click on app.component.ts file?
Hmm.
Okay. Then at line number 8, what is mean by on init? There is one word it
Uh,
on
yeah.
init.
For the engineer on it for the initialization of a for initialization. Uh, it is a life cycle hook.
Don't worry it.
Yes. Enjoy on init for the initialization of a component. Mm,
Okay. What is constructor in Angular?
constructor. Uh,
And just a second. Let me check it. Let me correct it. What is difference between constructor and ninja on init?
uh, constructor are the initialization of a component, and engine on it is the life cycle hook. Uh, and uh, in constructor we inject the service that is by private and that name of the service. It is for the initialization. This is the difference constructor and engine on it.
What is difference between a promise and observable?
Promise and observable. Promise used in JS and observables and used in Angular, and observables are the continuous stream of data, and uh, uh, in promise we use thin and catch method, and in observable we use dot subscribe method. Uh, uh, and
How
uh,
to implement observable?
hmm? Yes, sorry.
How to implement observable?
To implement observable, uh, means I have to do it, or means
Okay.
I cannot understand the question how to implement observable.
How to use it in our project observable? How to implement on it?
Uh, Observables are the nothing but continuous stream of data, and in that to get the data we use a dot subscribe method. In that, in subscribe there are three. The first is um, response, error, and complete method. These are the three methods in the that subscribe. Um, uh, Between the observable and subscribe, there is a observer is there, and uh, in observer there are the dot next method is there. uh, Dot next method server.
Okay, no problem. Uh, what is difference between template and reactive form?
And templative form is simple and reactive form is complex. For a template driven form, we can set up yes we in template driven form we set up in the HTML and go to the TS, and in reactive form we can set up in the TS file and go to the HTML page, HTML, that is app component.html, for the uh, uh, and in template is simple, uh, login logout page views template driven form, and yeah, complexity for the views template driven.
Can you explain hooks of routing?
Soft routing hooks.
Can you
Sorry.
explain hooks of routing?
Hook, uh, hook in can activate child or can activate. Hook. Sorry, I don't remember now.
How to maintain the state of the Angular application?
Sorry, please revise. Sorry, please revise.
How to maintain the state of Angular application? Got it?
Yes, I-
No problem. Brush upon it after the interview. Now, in last project, which Angular UI library have you used?
last project which library?
Have you used which Angular UI library you use? Okay, what is RxJS?
RxJS is reactive extension of JavaScript. Yes, reactive extension, and uh, it is a reactive. Uh, it is reactive programming of reactive programming of synchronous JavaScript, and it is a RxJS we use observables concept is there. Um, in Angular, whole the Angular we use observables, and uh, in observables for to get data we use subscribe method, and it is library RxJS.
What is server side and client side page ignition?
So say server side clients.
Okay. How do you handle a form validation in Angular?
Form validation by required.
Okay.
Use required in HTML.
How do you make a HTTP request in Angular?
HTTP is for HTTP for API call, and in that get, put, patch, delete.
What is Angular routing? How does
uh,
it work?
to navigate from one page to another page, we use routing, and only routing you say.
Yes. What is Angular routing and how does it work? That's question.
For navigation from one page to another page, we use routing.
How do you handle asynchronous operation in Angular?
Synchronous. I use observables, RHS. I use RxJS observables, asynchronous.
Okay, brush upon it after the interview. What is lazy loading in Angular?
Yeah. Lazy loading is the to load asynchronous JavaScript uh, to load asynchronous JavaScript, uh, and uh, it is a bundle of applications uh, in Angular it is bundles we use in application to um, uh, fast.
Okay. What are the Angular guards and how are they used?
Guards for login and logout. Guard can activate or can deactivate guards. Some applications that users can log in, or which is accessible to the user to log in or log out, and uh, when the user is came back, that pop-up is there. You have to, are you sure want to log out? So far the views guards.
Okay. How do you handle the authentication and authorization in Angular?
uh, Authentication, yeah, I know. For the authentication, the user can which is accessible for the user with to go there and click there, and authorization which is not accessible for the user. It is for admin purpose, can that is admin can only see that and view that. uh, uh, the user the which is accessible for the user for login and logout is that part, authentication and authorization.
What is a AOT compilation in Angular?
IoT IoT ahead of time. Sorry, I have to revise that.
How do you handle error in Angular?
Errors are the server side error, client side errors, and for the we use lazy loading for the error handling in Angular. Uh, this the error.
Okay, okay, Rishi. Done from my side. Do you have any question for me?
No, no.
Okay, thank you.